everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Faith. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I would love it if you subscribe to my channel. So today I am doing the 0 to 100 kind of makeup tutorial, and this makeup look in particular is the makeup that I wore in the Anastasia Beverly Hills Amrezy Highlighter video, and a ton of you guys commented and said that you'd love to see a makeup tutorial with that look. This is also a very similar look to the one that I wore in the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty guide. So I really wanted to make sure I did this makeup tutorial for you guys since it really seemed like you wanted to see it. I decided to do the actual tutorial portion as a voiceover. I figured I could fit in more like actual technique and really get in depth of how I do things. Sometimes when I just do a talk through tutorial, I get carried off and start rambling. So I hope you don't mind that. I know I normally don't do voiceover type tutorials. Let me know in the comments if you liked it, if maybe it made it easier to follow because you could really see what I was doing while I was talking over the actual technique. I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you liked it, if you didn't like it. That will really help me in future tutorials know what you guys want to see. That's really all I have to say. Oh, I did want to mention my necklaces and earrings are Miranda FRYE. Most of you guys probably already know that, but I have been getting a lot of comments, I'm guessing from new subscribers, on where my jewelry is from. Basically, all the jewelry I ever wear is from Miranda FRYE, and that link will always be down below in my description bar with my coupon code that you can use at checkout to save, I think it's 10, 20, I don't know, some percentage and free US shipping. So that's always linked down below if you like this kind of jewelry. Yeah, I just wanted to put that out there as well. That's all I have to say to you guys, so let's get right on into the tutorial. So first, to prep my under eyes, I decided to use some of the Patchology eye gels. I love these. They're just nice when you want to add a little extra something to your makeup routine. I always make sure to rub in whatever is left. I also wanted to mention to you guys this lighted mirror that I've been using. It's from the brand Ham Swan, and I love it. It kind of opens and closes whenever you need it, and it also lights up with that little button there. It's just been super nice, so I wanted to share it with you guys. So the first step in this makeup tutorial is going to be my brows, and I'm using the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Definer in dark brunette. I start by underlining towards the front of my brow and then carry that all the way to the tail, and then I kind of repeat that sort of same step on the top, but just a little bit lighter because on the top of the brows it's kind of more noticeable when you fill them in. So you just want to be very light-handed. Then towards the front of the brow, again, I make little hair-like strokes and then just again carry that towards the tail. I can't wait for, I think it's this weekend, the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wizzes are going to be on sale. I'm definitely picking one of those up. Next is the Becca Backlight Priming Filter, and yeah. Terrible. I love this primer so much. It just gives a nice luminous finish, and I already have a delivery on the way to restock it. Then I'm going in with the L'Oreal Pro Glow foundation. I'm using my $1 sponge from Shop Miss A. I'll link that down below. And just blending this into my skin. I love this foundation for a medium coverage that has some dewiness to it. It's probably my favorite foundation of all time, which is crazy because it's drugstore and I just normally think that you get what you pay for, but this is my favorite. So I'm just really making sure to push this into the skin, being careful around the brow area since we already have those filled in. And next I'm taking my Tarte Shape Tape in the shade Light Sand, putting that underneath my eyes to conceal my under eye circles, and then down the center of my face as well to highlight. So I just put a line down the center of my nose, some on the forehead there, and then a little bit on the chin. You may have also noticed me put a little bit above the brow. I did that so that I can go back in and clean up around my brow area. So after I blend this all in with a sponge, you will notice me take a kind of flat brush. This is a flat, actually a lip brush from Glam, but I'm just taking that to really clean up the top and front portions of my brows and get really nice and close in there. Then I'm going back in with my sponge to blend out underneath the eyes and also carry up any excess onto my lids. Next, I'm taking the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Powder in the shade Fair to bake my under eye. I just dunk my sponge right in the cap and push that underneath my eyes. I love to do this. It just adds some brightness and also protects my under eye for when we do eyeshadow. Next, to set the rest of my face with a powder, I am using the Bare Minerals Bare Pro Performance Wear Powder Foundation. I am using the shade Camel right now since I have a little bit of a fake tan on, and just using my big fluffy brush from e.l.f. to dust that all over the face. I am, however, going to leave a little bit underneath the eyes so that we can do eyeshadow. I've zoomed you in here, and I'm going to be using the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette, which I can barely fit on the screen because it's so big. I'm just dipping into one of these more warm transition shades and using a Glam blending brush. I've linked all of my brushes down below in the description bar if you want to check them out, but just kind of brushing that all throughout the crease. And again, like I said, I did keep some of the Maybelline powder underneath my eyes just to catch any fallout that we might have. Next, I'm going to dip into this little bit of a lighter shade. I probably should have went in with this one first, but I didn't. So I'm just using this to help blend out the edges and also do a little bit of a nose contour. Then I'm going in with this chocolatey brown in the outer corners, and I'm really just being very, very careful and stamping this on the outer corners, the outer lash line, and just very gently pulling that into the crease, but very low. I'm keeping this dark shade very low in the crease. I'm not taking it up higher than the crease at all. I just want it to be very soft and give some depth, but not be too blown out, if that makes sense. I'm using a real haired Morphe blending brush to do this. Now I'm going to swipe away that under eye bake because most of our eyeshadow is done and I need to just be able to see what we're doing and do the lower lash line. So I'm taking a small angle brush from Glam and dipping into that transition shade to put that out to put that under the crease, and just taking it from the outer edge, basically like 3/4 the way in. Then I'm just taking a little bit of a darker shade. I think it's that chocolate brown shade, that same one that we used in the crease, and doing the same exact thing, just keeping it very tight to the lash line. Then I'm taking a clean brush and just dusting over the edges to blend everything. I'm taking the first shade in the palette, which is this very, very light shimmery shade. I love this shade. It's so pretty. I'm just pushing that in with my finger onto the front portion of the lid towards the tear duct, then going back in with that completely clean brush to just make this look seamless. And you can see me here just very lightly dusting the edges to make it all look blended. Then I'm going in with this Maybelline gel liner and my favorite little eyeliner brush at the moment. This is a brush from Glam that I will link down below. It's just a tiny, tiny, thin brush that I love using for liner. It gives me the most, I don't know, just like sharp eyeliner lines ever. I love it. And I just love this eyeliner as well because the intensity and how like black this Maybelline liner is so nice, and it stays put all day. So you'll actually see me later putting this in the Waterline as well. It's actually been my favorite liner to use in the Waterline too because it just stays put. Any other black, I don't know, retractable eyeliner pencil I've used always leaves my waterline, but this one stays put in the waterline as well. So after I complete my wings, and I think it's like after I put on lashes, you will see me put this in the waterline as well. But right now I'm just finishing up my wing. It's a little bit messy on the lash line, but that's okay because we are going to go back in with this flat brush and just clean it up, and then actually go into the black shade in the palette with this flat angle brush and stamp over that. Not only does this make this more black, it also makes it last longer because you're kind of setting it with a powder, and it makes the lash line kind of smoky and a little bit more just blended and not as sharp, just I don't know, kind of like a little more smoky. So I'm doing that along the lash line, and then I'm going in with some mascara. This is Benefit's Roller Lash Mascara. I'm just coating my lashes to prepare them for some falsies. I like this mascara when I'm going to do falsies because it really separates out the lashes and just fans them out nicely. I'm also going to use this on the lower lash. Again, this is a nice lower lash mascara for that same reason. It just really kind of separates out the lashes. I like to take a brush and go over those because it kind of just make sure that there's no transfer. Okay, so here is what I'm saying. I'm using that brush and some Maybelline gel liner to go in my top and bottom waterline. Sorry if my eyes kind of looked scary. That was kind of scary. So I'm using the Ardell 600 lashes cut in half to go on my outer edges of my lashes, and I'm using the the Kiss Lash Couture glue. This has been my favorite glue to use. It dries completely black and it dries quickly, so you don't have to wait for it to get tacky. You can just pop your lashes right on and be on your way. So I have zoomed you out now because I am going to finish off the rest of my look. I'm just kind of pushing my regular lashes in with my falsies with some extra mascara, and then I'm going to dip into this palette for the last time and just finish off the look with some inner corner highlight using that same shade we used on the lid, and also pop this on the brow bone as well, and then we will move on to the rest of the face. And I'm going to start with contour. I'm using the Kat Von D Shade and Light Contour palette, and I like to mix these two shades here, and I'm using this duo fiber face shading brush from Delium. It's so good, so good. I've linked it down below, and I just put that right in the sockets. What are they called? Cheekbone, whatever. I don't even know what that's called, but I'm just kind of pushing it up there into the cheekbones, and then also carrying it up onto the forehead, and then making sure that that is all blended by carrying that down in kind of that like half circle motion sort of deal. I love this contour palette because it's the perfect balance between warm and cool toned like bronzer. You can really customize it because the one shade in there is super, super cool toned and perfect for contour, but the other shade is more of that warm bronzer shade, which is really, really nice. So next I am using those same two shades to contour the sides of my nose a little bit more, and I'm using this little e.l.f. Fluffy brush. I don't know, it's like an e.l.f. definer brush. I will link that down below as well. Just going down the sides of my nose and the tip of it to define it, and then using the light shades in that palette to kind of add a little bit more of a brightness to the sides of the nose. This will further slim the nose and just clean up the contour since it kind of got a little messy from that fluffy brush. I'm going to leave that on there for a little bit while I do blush, and I'm using the Milani Baked Blush in the shade Dolce Pink, and this big fluffy blush brush from Real Techniques. It's so soft, you guys. I love this brush. It's so nice. So now I'm just dusting away that kind of extra eye bake that I did there and blending out the nose contour so that it's not so harsh. Next, I am going to line my lips and sing, apparently, but I'm using the NYX Slim Lip Pencil in the shade Natural, and just lining my lips. I do overdraw a little bit on the top lip just to even it out because my bottom lip is a lot bigger than my top lip, so I just overline that a little bit, then line my lower lip naturally, and then I'm going in with this Grande Cosmetics lip plumper, and it's so cool. The packaging is really cool. You kind of like push it up as if it's like an injection sort of like tube thing. I don't know. I love it. After I am done putting on my lips, I am going to spritz my face, but actually I'm not going to spritz my face because I'm going to spritz my sponge and then push that onto my skin with my sponge. I was using the Mario Badescu Aloe Cucumber Green Tea facial spray, by the way. Then I'm going in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Sun Dipped Glow Kit. I'm using the shade Summer, which is probably my favorite highlight ever. I was thinking about it the other day because that's what I do. I just sit around and think about makeup. But this has got to be like my absolute favorite highlight. It's the one I reach for the most. It's just the perfect gold highlight for my skin tone, so I'm making sure to put that everywhere. So this is the finished look. I hope that that tutorial was helpful and that you enjoyed watching. I love you all so much. Don't forget, if you are new, to check the link down below for the March giveaway. That is going to be ending at the end of March, at the end of the month. And I will be having another giveaway in April. It's going to be really good again. So make sure that you hit the notification bell as well to be notified of my upcoming videos so you don't miss out on future giveaways. I love you all so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!